and welcome to another episode of the Complete Agent Podcast, where each week we get together to talk all things estate agency. As ever, I am joined by my colleagues in the industry, Ian Storey and James Kendall. But this week we have an incredible special guest, best name in the industry. Not just the best name in the industry, actually. It's just a great fucking name, isn't it? It really is. Perry Power, welcome to the podcast, mate.
Thank you. And it's power, not power.
Oh, come on, already.
You're as bad as Storey, you are.
Jeez, man. I'm further north. Well, actually, no. I mean,
Let's
obviously...
not say that C word on here that he can't still get right.
Well, I mean, he's obviously from Blackpool and has changed his accent since he moved to Cheshire. He's still a scumbag deep down, though. We all know that. So... this week, normally we'd always ask, how's your week been, lads? But JK's been whinging before we came on, saying he's got to go soon. So we'll try and crack on straight away. Keep it short, JK. How's your week been? Go on.
Yeah, been pretty good.
Superb. Ian, your week been?
Good. Yeah, good again. We had a cheeky little 1.35 sale sneak in on Friday, literally out of nowhere. They offered it. We'd had 2 viewings on it in about 4 months. These were the second viewers. They offered 1.175 before Christmas. I got them to 1.25. It's on at 1.35. Rejected by the seller. Spoke to them again last week. Got them up 100k to 1.35. Nice. Agreed in the pipe, 2%. So that was a really good end to the week. And then another couple of good little sales this week. One from Phil, one from me.
Now you're just showing off.
I am showing off. And a sort of good little run of gold dust listings yesterday. So one at 800, one at 850, both 2%, and a really nice 400er from Phil today. So good, I have to say, good. Got some nice shoots coming up this week as well. The weather's looking better from tomorrow when we're doing the videos. So all good from my end, chaps.
I really want to pull up that original video call we had. I don't know if I think I've probably got it in my Google Meet somewhere.
Yeah, I do. That was
mate.
8 years ago, wasn't it?
8 years?
7.
I reckon it was, yeah.
7 probably. Yeah.
Was that filmed on a Nokia?
Well, I think I met you, Storey, sitting next to. I sat next to you at Built to Grow. Was it 8 years ago?
We went to the first one together, didn't we? We were on the same first one. Yeah,
you and Alex.
That's
but
right,
you're sitting there toshing out, 2% on this 1 point something and this and that, and we had a discussion around breaking that mindset of you can't get 2% round here. No, don't do that round here.
Yeah, exactly. We were saying this yesterday on the group, weren't we, lads? Hey, Perry, do you know what? We've got people near us quoting low fees and overvaluing.
No way.
Mate.
No way.
So you're quite right, mate. Mindset, once you can sort your mindset, it just becomes what you charge.
100%.
You 100%. Create your norm.
Yeah.
It's true that. It's a really good saying. It's absolutely true.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a problem. People don't, we talk a lot about really looking at how you look.
You're fucked then, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Who's fucked? You fucked?
Really thinking about how you look. I'm joking. You're the best looking one on this podcast. They always know that you.
Yeah.
I wonder why you were the face of it.
Now you're just lying.
Oh,
go on. Sorry, I badly interrupted your phone.
Can you come on every week?
It's very important. Obviously, it's looking at how you actually look and how you're perceived by the client. And if you're inconsistent, you get it wrong. You've got to be inconsistent in your vowels and stuff like that. But I think when you are looking incredible, you're going to be going there with a level of confidence to charge the higher fees as well. But it is
Dave, I think you can talk about that, Dave, can't you? Mindset and 2%, because you've taken that leap yourself in the last year, haven't you? And now, did you say?
Yeah, the jump to 2%, absolutely.
Yeah. And now it's just what you quote, and you get it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I actually did one the other day at 1.5 and felt dirty,
Yeah.
And it's a 1.75 million house, and it's a footballer. I wanted to win it, and I've won it. It's a really great listing, yeah. But I did weirdly come away from that. I mean, so we've said before, you need to check yourself sometimes, because when you're talking about these kind of numbers, you're into the £20,000 for selling a house. But, part of me did come away thinking, it's not 2%.
I think you need to layer with the mindset in your fees. You've got to layer on commerciality as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's not all about, I think average fee is important. I really do still.
Yeah.
because you'd be stupid to walk away from the 6 of 8 rule or the 3 of 4 rule that we talk about early days. I'm just still really pissed off that you've just said a vow. I'm guessing you mean valuation. Is that what you mean? You need to get your ass back to boot camp, my man.
A property consultation, a advice meeting.
But no, I love it. So it's all about mindset, setting, in my opinion, setting your own rules. The rules are there for you to set, and rules are there for you to break, and they're your rules, and you create your norm. I think in our industry, we're just, drop the market share metric, first of all. That will solve everything from the rule. It's not how it's done here. And that will open your mind to, I've said it from day one, I'd rather drive 45 minutes for 2% than 5 minutes for half. So geographical boundaries are changing, literally changing. I had someone literally begging us to sell their place in Newcastle. I've told the story a few times, and we get them a lot. And I was like, okay, cool, but with 2%, and Uber will come and look at the place. Uber will do the viewings, and he was like, that's fine. So you create your reality.
I do like that.
Dave, before we move on to the topic of the pod, can you tell me how your week's been?
It's been great, thanks. Yeah, it's been all right. Obviously, won that listing, which was great. Brilliant. In fact, done a few really good valuations this week.
3 sales.
My sales, I've got 3 sales in this week. Chunky sales as well, which is nice. I've had 2 cancellations because of the crap weather. But the big thing for me is that we had a bit of a slow start. Obviously, when we came back, you two were talking about sort of like we had how many valuations in the diary? 21 valuations in the diary. For you, JK, you had a bit less, Ian.
We're 30, we're well over 30 odd now.
So we had a bit of a slower start, but they've all started to filter through in this sort of last 7 days-ish, which is nice. Quite a few from the noms, which is good. We've just booked another one. In fact, booked one last night, which looks to be around 1.4 million. Just booked another one today that looks to be around 1 million. Nice. So, they're nice. They're starting to come through. But yeah, all good, mate. Thank you very much. Decent week.
Good.
Perry, how's your week been?
Fucking hell, if we never ask. It's been good. I spent 4 hours today playing tennis, which is a rarity for me. I haven't appraised anything for the last 3 months because I don't anymore. But our team is amazing. And let's talk about that in a little bit, maybe, about the absolute train wrecks that I've had over the last 8 years versus the absolute wins. And I guess how we've arrived at it, I suppose.
Perry, talk us through what your team looks like now. Then,
shall we introduce what we're going to talk about first before we jump into that? The topic of the pod. So we're going to do the mini series around. This is going to be a mini series around partner agency. So Perry is someone that we all look at as the pioneer. Well, certainly I do of partner agency in the UK. You introduced me to it. God knows how many years ago now, 7, 8 years ago, 6 years ago, God knows how long it was. Seeing everything from your point of view, I think there's so much value you can add to anyone that's looking to add partner agency to their business, and look at the pros and cons. Because on the outside, it looks really straightforward, but when you start digging into the nitty gritty, how much do you give people as a split? What do you offer? What don't you offer? Who gets what? Should you do it? What are the upsides? What are the downsides? Arguably, obviously you've got your EXPs who are like probably the largest player in the UK at the moment in partner agency in terms of sheer numbers of partner agents. But I think arguably, I would say as a sort of a pioneer and a data man, you've probably got more value to share than a lot of them put together, in my opinion.
Well, that's very nice of you. I'm not sure I agree with you, but I'll take it. Let's try. I mean, look, I set the company up with a full intention of, 2013, the company was formed before there was any self-employed estate agents, I think, in the main in the UK. And I was very excited to grow Power Bespoke because I didn't want to have anyone work for me. I wanted to have people work with me on the mission of improving the industry and enabling more people to move in that chapter of their life, all the stuff I heard already. Then I realised very quickly, a lot of people talk a lot of shit and don't get shit done. That's the biggest problem with the self-employed estate agency industry. And that's something that I think needs solving at the core, because I know I speak to many of them that have been self-employed for 9-10 months, and they're on credit cards and they're behind on their mortgage and they're fucked. So I'm quite passionate about it, that when you're, here's how I encapsulate it, right? Why should that self-employed estate agent take 100% of the risk and only get 70% of the reward? Now, that's one thing. We'll dig into that. But to see where the business is now, we've got partner agents, we've got employed agents, we've got head of sales, we've got head of lettings, we've got property management, a mixture of employed, self-employed. Our viewing specialists are all self-employed, as you probably suggest to your listeners and stuff from early bootcamp days. Our telephone prospectors, self-employed. Our lettings tenancy administrator is in South Africa, overseas. Like, it's just your team. There's a million ways you can put it together. Don't just assume that partner agent is the way to go, because I'm going backwards. If anything, I'm going back to, I've had my fingers burnt a hell of a lot with self-employed. And sometimes, as Royston would talk about, you need to secure the core, which you've all got anyway, and then look to grow. What one thing isn't with self-employed that I speak to a lot of agents about, and it frustrates the hell out of me, is they say, we're weak in this area, so I was going to take on a self-employed partner agent. And I say to them, well, why don't you put the salaried person in your weakest area and let your self-employed person come in and have some opportunity? That's the mindset around self-employed. Let's take someone on, it works, it don't. I've not cost me no money. I've just taken on Andrew, who's brilliant, but he didn't want to be self-employed. And he's a former director of quite a big network of franchised offices. There were six partners in the office. He discovered it was too many cocks in the kitchen, and he just wanted to get back to selling houses, forgetting all the politics, simplify it, help people move house. He is incredible. And there's people out there now that are sick of traditional estate agency, and I think the only option is to go and be my own boss and walk my kids to school, take them to ballet whenever I want. And they quickly realise that that's what you definitely don't want to be doing that for another 2 or 3 years. But there's this dream sold to them that you've got £250 a month costs, but what they forget is you're going to get $5,000 a month to properly market yourself as well, unless you want to go and knock on doors.
And you need to be an estate agent as well, don't you? That's the other. I think where we've failed in partner agency before is taking on people that weren't agents, that didn't have the experience properly behind the desk, and like you just said there, Perry, they think, oh, I'll take the kids to school. It's a lifestyle business. I'll do a bit of this and I'll do a bit of that, and I'll make $300,000 a year. And then when they haven't sold a house after 4 months and they've got nothing coming in,
being an estate agent isn't. You're going to have the shittest lifestyle being an estate agent. If you want lifestyle, go and get a different industry career.
Yeah,
you can create and
go and be a PT. Go and be a PT.
You can create a nice lifestyle for yourself. Once you've been in it 3, 4, 5, 10 years, you've built a great team around you.
Yeah.
But to get into it for lifestyle,
no,
don't do it. Stay employed, keep your 30, 40 grand a year salary with a bit of commission, turn your phone off at 6 o'clock if that's what you want to be doing, because you won't be doing that for at least 3 years as a self-employed estate agent. And that's assuming you're actually a technically good self-employed estate agent, because if you're shit, you're going to go back to working with someone else anyway.
Yeah, agreed.
So, Perry, take us back a little bit, Perry, then, because obviously a lot of people have heard your story anyway, and you have built a great business there. But right at the start, you said obviously you've not valued a house for how long? 3
or 4 months.
Yeah. So, what do you see your sort of primary role as now at the moment? What is it you're doing within your business, and what you're building and doing there?
More strategical. I'm very focusing on the letting side now. Sales is ticking over. We're massively over geared for sales. There's agents in the team now that are better than me. Maybe not quite, but there's really good agents in our team. And I'm focused very much on the lettings. I really want to grow that. We've kind of, dipped our toe in it for a good few years. it's a great opportunity right now with the renters' rights bill and all this kind of stuff. And I'm putting my foot on the gas strategically in that side of the business more. Streamlining, systemizing, processing the letting side of the business with technology, as you can imagine. That takes a big thing to do, like we've done on the south side. But yeah, generally I'm going to a meeting tomorrow with a developer and Andrew. I'll just nod with whatever Andrew says, but he'll take the lead on it. And I really want to, Power Bespoke has been about me for too long. It now needs to be our agents front and centre. So we've started our own vodcast that we launch every week now, and they're going to take centre stage, and we're really going to start sharing the brilliantness that we've now got in the team. Smallest team I've ever had, most profitable business I've ever had.
Wow.
Can I ask a quick question? You said something earlier about you've decided to go backwards in the business from where you were. Like, when you say that, what do you mean? And do you, if you don't mind sharing,
so I had to reset a bit.
What do you mean?
September 2022, I had a mental breakdown, full-on mental breakdown, and I had to take a few steps back. I guess I got caught up in the vanity side of business and growth, and more bodies, more people mean more success, and then you quickly learn that it's quite the opposite. I had one of our former partner agents harassing me and my family and my team. That went to court. It was 18 months in court. I think of it now. I got a really horrible voice note on the day my little girl was born. So, Arabella, to say, I'll leave you alone for a couple of weeks now, but this is going to be the last Christmas you spend with your kids. So really mad fucking shit. I had to go all through the courts. It took my attention elsewhere. I was putting on a brave face as you do, but my wife couldn't go out the house on the driveway at night for risk that this fucking nutcase was going to be on my driveway. So since it's been that, then I've a fourth baby, Arabella. She's now 3.5.
You must be insane.
Oh, dude. Well, it's not now.
It's amazing.
It was insane, and the most insane point of it was having a shower. I didn't feel myself for probably a good 2 or 3 months leading up to it. People noticed it. I think I was like, "You're pretty quiet on socials at the minute and stuff," and I kind of retracted into a shell, and then lost my mojo. Couldn't really get out of bed in the morning, but I was just cracking on. This is off the back of COVID, and we'll touch on that and the self-employed model in a minute because that really fucked us as well. So one morning I just collapsed in the shower, couldn't stop crying and screaming, and wife coming, and it was all mad. So anyway, that's behind me. Got a therapist, and then we're back to the original taking on the world. But it's like I learned quickly the headache that the wrong self-employed agents can cause you is astronomical. I realised that through COVID, market was great, right? Everyone's making loads of money apparently because everyone's furloughed. So they've got one person in the office selling 15 houses and they're making loads of money. Problem with self-employed agents is you've still got to pay out 30, 40, 50, 60% of your revenue, no matter what. You ain't getting no help from the government for that. So we lost about £250,000 in equivalent support if we had an employed team. So that was quite, from a strategic perspective, I was like, okay, fine. Not everyone's doing as well as I think they would do because I think everyone thinks like me, and I learn very quickly not everyone does. So let's bring on some really, really great players, employ them as well. So we've got agility, I suppose, a little bit. We've got, Steph, head of sales. She's a machine. She done 235 last year, and she's employed. And it's even nicer seeing it when it's not me. She's an average value of 450. I'm like, put your fees up, take your average value up. She's like, no, like she's in the family market. She relates to those kind of people. She just loves that part of the market. Georgie, you've all met Georgie. She's been with me for 7 odd years, I think now. Agent assistant into ops manager all through COVID. Back end of COVID, she was like, I want to be an agent. I can do it. I see what they're doing and I think I could do it. She's now, she banged in 222 grand last year, I think it was. So less people I help create the opportunity for great people, and that's where we are. We've got employed, self-employed. I looked today, funnily enough, because we've over the last couple of years, and I've told you guys a story of this. I just stuck a waiting list on my website because I thought it'd be cool. I think I read Oversubscribed by Daniel Priestley. And I thought, I'm going to stick a waiting list on our website because I knew people were keeping an eye on what we were doing. We're a bit edgy. And whatever, how many years later, we've got 158 agents on our waiting list, many of which have got an email address that you would probably recognise, and many of which we're just not interested at the minute. We're not taking no one else on. We're not trying to convince everyone to leave their jobs. Some are self-employed, some are currently employed, some have never done agency before. I had a guy that we spoke to a year ago, and I said to him, look, it sounds like you need to go down that route. We're not here to convince you of our model. This is our model. And a year later, he called me yesterday and said, can we jump on another call because it hasn't quite worked out how I planned with X model. So, 10 years later, I'm still, I can have no more kids now. It's biologically impossible, put it that way. And I've just, the last 3 or 4 years, I've just been on tread water mode, to be honest. I've got 3 boys and a girl. She's like a little princess. I didn't realise how tricky girls were, having never had one before. So I'm now just almost back to let's start taking on the world again. But it's been 3 or 4 years of step back a little bit, let the team do what the team do.
Balcony view.
Yeah, I'm still, I'm still.
Big man says.
I'm still an 8 o'clock till 9 p.m. every day kind of guy. I'm just really focusing on the development of the team, the enablement of the team, and that's it really. And lettings. I really want to now crack the nut a bit with lettings.
So would you say you're going more employed now than you are self-employed?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying if you're the right person and you align with us and you're good and you can bring something to our table as much as we can bring something to your table, how do you want to be remunerated? Doesn't matter to me.
And how do you think you identify that person? Like, how do you think you can tell if they're the right person?
Well, you can't.
No.
So you just, like this guy that messaged me, he's quite far away, so he's fully aware that we can't really give him any. We've got a advice meeting generator. She bangs the phones every day and she nurtures and keeps in touch until the prospect is ready for a visit or at least a conversation from one of our agents. And I'm like, look, we can throw as much marketing at you in your area. We're pretty good at that kind of stuff. And we can help you generate stuff. But you don't really know. I'm just slow. Everyone has to come to our all hands end of month before I even look to have a serious discussion about them joining us. So all of our office team, viewing team, the lettings team, agents, we all come together once a month to what we call an all hands meeting. And then every now and then there might be a random person sitting in there. And that random person is someone that has spoken to me about potentially joining the team. And I won't take it any further until the team have said, got quite a nice vibe from them.
Okay, interesting.
And sometimes it's like, fuck you, no, don't, what's that all about? And sometimes they think, actually, it's not the kind of environment or vibe that I would want to be part of. And that's fine as well. Like, we're quite direct. We're quite unpolitically correct at times. It's just alignment, I think, is really important. I can teach someone how to get higher fees. I can teach someone how to prepare for a advice meeting. I can teach someone everything about being a pretty good estate agent. But you can lead a horse to water. And what I find is a lot of people don't want to drink. Mm-hmm. They just want to join somewhere and magically they're selling £1 million houses at 2%. Mm-hmm. And I think I've maybe put the wrong impression out in the industry that maybe is as easy as it is, but it's 22 years getting to that point now. And in all your cases, many years as well, working on yourself. Mm-hmm. And I can't speed that up for people.
Well, the amount of people that will go into this and say, you've heard it before, but it's just, I just need two sales a month and I'll be fine. And it's just not that. I've got somebody who I know who's built a nice pipeline for himself. He's done really well. But it is more sort of lower to mid-range of the market as well, which is fine again, where they want to be. But quickly gets to, I'm sat up in my bed. at 12 o'clock at night, every night, writing descriptions and adding photographs and drawing floor plans and things like that. I'm like, yeah, well, welcome to my world for the last sort of 10, 15 years. It's that's how it is. You've got to build your brand. You've got to I think you've got to build layers of skin in this industry. It takes time. I think what JK said, we've said it plenty of times before. I think anybody, for me personally, if you're coming into this industry, I think 6 to 12 months behind the desk is really important in an employed role in that sort of environment. But I do think people with the partner agent side of it, they do go into it with the wrong mindset.
I think longer. So I'm only actually taking on branch manager level people.
Okay. For the partner agent role, or in general
role. I ain't got time to manage people, right? So I don't want to do it. I'm not good at it. So take Steph, for example. And this is where my small-minded thinking at the time probably cost us 5 years of growth. So we sold her house for her. She was a brilliant Connell's branch manager, right? We sold her house for her. She didn't want to have it done by Connell's, a bit too close to home. And then at the end, she was like, any chance, I love what you guys are doing. Any chance I can kind of join you guys? And I'm like, yeah, amazing. We do a self-employed model. Oh, yeah, I don't want to be self-employed, was her reply. I'm loyal, I'm hardworking, but I'm just not that kind of agent. I want to be working with a company and working hard for the company. And I was like, sorry. And then in my tunnel vision mind, it was like, sorry, on to the next self-employed agent. I think it's about 7 years later, 5 or 7 years later, I'm like, you dickhead. Literally. Got chatting to her on Facebook again. And she was like, I'd love to join you guys if you'd employ me. She's been with me 2.5 years, I think. She's now head of sales. She's like the go-to for all the agents. Because she's a seriously high performer she's a seriously high operational performer. Like day to day, she's so good with her clients, so good with her time. She's a productivity ninja. So that made me realise the remuneration package is really good. So she'll earn very well as an employed agent, and it frustrates the hell out of me, guys. Let me just get this out there. All these things and these people that are like, what is it? You know, you can't do this when you're employed. You fucking can. It just means that your boss is a dick. Do you know what I mean? It's great not being employed. I can pick my kids up from school. You should be able to do that if you're employed anyway. Yeah, of course, you're in the wrong environment. You're in a micromanagement environment. Me and Steph have got a very good agreement. Banging 200 grand a year minimum. I couldn't give two shits where she is, what she's doing, and how she's doing it. No. If she wants me to optimise and help her get to 250, 300 grand, then let's talk about it's going to need a bit more effort, probably. But she's got her own full-time assistant just assisting her. I just think it ain't even about employed, self-employed anymore. I'm over it, to be honest. I am actually over it because actually it's been confirmed. I don't know where, but 1/3 fail, and it's really hard to say fail because what I should say is don't succeed, but they do. They fail. They go back to employed agency or something like that. The other third do all right. And the other third, smash it. Now, what you've got to bear in mind with this is my question to the third that are doing all right is it worth not being employed for what you're doing? If you're earning 40, 50 grand a year, self-employed, go back and get a job. Yeah. You need to be earning 100 grand a year plus, and the vast majority, I would say 75%, aren't.
No. Yeah. And then even when you're at that level, the responsibility that you bring on yourself. I mean, you can lose your lifestyle, which is what we're talking about before. But
then if that person, where I think that these models are good potentially, not our model, because I'm very clear, and you ain't building a business within Power Bespoke. If you want to build a business, I'll help you set up a brand, come to boot camp, come to my coaching program. I'll help you build a business, and when it kicks off, you'll have 100% of the revenue and 100% of the profit as well. You're coming to join us to be a partner agent in my business called Power Bespoke. There's no, I see all these models come and start a business within our brand. Well, you said it, our brand. If you want to start a brand and make a real change in the world, you
do it.
Do it. fucking do it. Don't pay £200 a month because Rightmove's cheaper. Because trust me, when you get to £1 million in revenue, you ain't going to be wanting to giving away all that money. And all these agents that are jumping ship with their teams thing, I hope it works for them. But I know a lot of people have done it because they had no choice financially. And that's upsetting because they've given up on a fucking dream. And maybe they found a new dream in EXP, for example. Love the founder in America, love the mission and that kind of stuff. But for a lot of people, it's
What is the deal there? I mean, with the business side of EXP, because they actually know fully what you get and what you don't. I mean, I'm sure somebody from EXP will end up listening to this and say, "You're fucking wrong. You're talking shit." But I mean, it's because there's a few doing it, isn't there?
The nice thing is, right, because I genuinely want to help the whole industry. I just think, do you, mate? Whatever you want to do you. I've got nothing against you. I am me. I've got my little business that I'm very happy with what we're doing right now. I don't want to take over the whole country. Very happy down here, down south, as Ian would say. So I get invited to nice things, and I went to the first secret unveiling of Keller Williams in the UK. It was a 2 or 3 day thing. I got through half the first day and said, "I really appreciate the invite, Ben, but I'm out. It's not for me. I'm out of here." Because I wanted to see people making changes to the industry. The whole motivation intention was wrong from the start. I know that. Maybe that's why where they are now. Went for lunch not too long ago. Adam asked me to go for lunch, and just to understand the kind of before the launch of the teams model. And it's, it is very good for a certain type of person. I definitely don't think it's the right thing for many people that are doing it or have considered it, or it needs more, it ain't that hard. What's Rightmove going to cost you a month? You would know, Storey, because that's all you, if you really break it all down.
Yeah.
CRMs aren't expensive. Yeah. And for the sake of 12 months of pain doing that, building your brand, your vision, your mission, because what happens is you've got matey boy down in the next town thinking that 0.5% is the way to break into the market, and you've got matey boy in the next town thinking like us, trying to raise the standards and charge 2%. I think the brand alignment is really important.
Can I go back a few steps there, Perry? Because you said something where I thought, do you know what? That will be good for a lot of people to hear. And I think it's very relevant for people, particularly running their own businesses. But you said about managing someone. So you would only bring them in now at branch manager level. And you said, I've not got time to train them. I'm not good at it. And
I'll train them and I'll improve them. I have to. Our onboarding is ridiculous. I just won't ask them how many calls they've made today and all that kind of stuff. Not interested in that. I won't manage them.
I think what interests me though with you, because obviously you've been in the industry a long, long time, and you've obviously grown really well, but you've made loads of mistakes, like we all have. And what was the realization there? Because you obviously, like I say, you can make mistakes. It's how you come out of it on the other side. And you've seemed like you're in a place now where you kind of, I know you said you're ready to take on the world again, but you're
back in the zone,
kind of exactly what you want. And the structure that you've built there is now how you want it, and it sounds like you can see it clearer than ever. Would that be fair?
Yeah, 100%. And it's even nicer feeling that position when you don't need any more agents. Yeah, actually. But if the right one comes along, then we're happy to.
Yeah, great. I get that.
Yeah, I get that too. Yeah, because there is this thing, isn't there, with the partner agency model that they're trying to recruit.
Dude, don't start me on that. Right. I know for a fact that a lot of these people that are recruiting downliners, they're on credit cards themselves. It's disgusting. It should be ASA fucking regulated.
Yeah.
It's like, I joined EXP yesterday. You should too. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude, get 2 years under your belt and then start recruiting someone to give up their income to come and join you who ain't got an income.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad.
Yeah. How many have you got at the moment, Perry? How many partner agents?
8.
How many partner agents have you got?
8.
Sorry, I thought you said A. That's my. That's my.
And the thing is, like, and I hate being so negative like this. I genuinely do. But you always have to slap someone around the face with stuff like this to overcome the wishy-washy kind of life's always great. And I literally have people that I see their Facebook posts saying how amazing it is, and they're on my waiting list.
Yeah.
And it just fries my brain at thinking, no, that ain't authentic.
No.
Most of them, they're actually sold the income of downliners than the income of selling a house or become a great estate agent, earn loads of money. It's like, be an estate agent, be an all right one, but go and get downliners. And I just think it's the American style that has never worked in the UK. That approach, the American model of be a grey realtor, man, that will work. The whole multi-level marketing Americanized thing hasn't really taken off anywhere in this country, in any industry. What's it called? What's that door-to-door makeup thing?
Yeah.
Ian will know. You'll definitely know Story.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's, and I just want people to be like, look, we're all sitting here, right? And we've all done this stuff, yeah? And we're saying it's fucking hard.
Yeah.
So talk to people that are 10 years down the line, have had mental breakdowns, have had partner agents try and kill them, have all this mad stuff, and then tell me how amazing it's going to be. For the majority of people, keep a cushy little job in your high street office, look after your family and your kids, and just have a good life. But for the ones that really want to unleash and make a change, go and set a brand up like a Stories and make a fucking change.
It's interesting you say that, because these people who have the capability to do that, to do what Dave's done at Burton James or what you've done at Power Bespoke, are going to go and do that anyway, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
After the stepping stone of the...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Because there come a point where it just doesn't make sense to, particularly in the teams. If you're doing £1 million and they're taking 30, that's 300 grand a year that you're giving away. Right, it ain't costing you 300 grand a year or a CRM. Yes. So then you talk about the community aspect of it, and I get it. There's a nice national, they have Christmas parties and they have little regional meetings and stuff. But you can create that with we could do a power agent Christmas party and get 2,000 agents together that are all in the same mindset and rah and helping each other and let's improve the industry. It's only a matter of time when the big ones move on, but they need the big ones to be the poster child for like, come and join. And there's unicorn agents. I think I would like to class them at times. And you have to be realistic. I'm not saying you can't get there. They might have got there in a year. It might take you 5 or 10.
Yeah.
And there might be better out there people that have grown their business way bigger and better than mine in 2 years. And there are people actually, and I keep an eye on some of them. And I'm like, fuck me, they're doing amazing. They're like, I think your rate of growth Story was quicker and bigger than ours. And it's even nicer to see now. I've gone past, I'm getting old, I think now. It's even nicer to see other agents taking ideas and putting a spin on it and running with it. It's even more rewarding to see our agents take on a £1.2 million house at 1.75% fee, who started off having always charged 1% of Connells. That for me is more rewarding than doing a video tour on a house in Newdigate. Seeing them, but they're coming to me to be like, what do you think I should do with this? And I'm like, oh, love it. Like, it's just, that is the environment and culture you want.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a lot of people as well who will do it. I was speaking to my brother-in-law the other day. He was talking about, he's in a different industry, but talking about, I think I just need to set up on my own. This is what the company are making and da-da-da. And then he talks about the overheads on Google AdWords. It's something like 200 grand a month that they make. I'm like, what are you talking about? But he's been talking about it for like 5 years. Never gets round to it. No. And I think personally, a lot of these partner agent models that have come in, they are promoting a quick route to success. That's all it is. They're promoting a quick route to success and hope that a small majority. No, there isn't. That's the thing. But unless you're really good, really fucking good, and it'll be a small percentage that succeed, and that really, do they care?
So there's a couple of beliefs that I've got that I'm now applying, and I've always had these beliefs, but a partner agent model should be exactly that. Partners. 50-50, right? But 50-50 on the wins, and more importantly, 50-50 on the losses as well. So when you're like, I want to do, let's just say typical approach, a leaflet campaign for my town, I'm like, I really wouldn't suggest you do that. But if you want to go and spend £1,000 on it, and I'll spend £1,000 on it, let's test the measure and see if it works. So we cover 50% of all their property marketing costs. So all their we've got brand standards, and one of those standards are you can't turn up to a fucking house and pull your phone out your fucking pocket and start taking pictures of it. So as a result of that, because we enforce these standards, we will pay half of it, knowing that we do no contracts as well. So we could spend a bit of money and it will go, but then we're both wasting money if the client comes off the market or whatever. We cover 50% of all their viewing support costs, because I believe that all agents should have viewing support, because 8 till 8, 7 days a week, people should be able to view houses, whether the agent can be there or not. We'll cover 50% of all if they want their face on boards. I'm not a fan of that, but yeah, I've had someone say to me, I want to start developing my personal brand. And I'm like, I want you to as well. Trust me, it ain't about putting your face on a board. It goes way deeper than that. The boards are we get economies of scale. We order few hundred at a time, a lot cheaper for all of us, because if they want their face on it, I'll even pay half of it. I don't even agree with it, but I'll pay half the cost because it's 50-50. So there's, that's what I said earlier. I really believe that people, they're short-sighted as well. Our average fee is £9,500. So you can either have half of that, or you can have 70% of £3,000 or £4,000, whatever your average fee is. So I had a partner agent move on one day, and which is fine. It's almost a testament that they can then come with us for a year or two, get really good, and then go off and do their own thing elsewhere. They're probably not going to get as much support from me, and I like supporting agents, which is why I don't want 50 agents, because I really want to be helping with those tricky situations, client situations, onward negotiations and fee discussions. And I like to coach and mentor on that. But she said, moving on. I was like, okay. And I'm like, but you do realise something, right? Have you run the numbers on how many clients you've sold this year, how many were generated by you, and how many were generated by us? Because where you're going, you're getting none of that. And she was like, yeah. I was like, how much it then? She hadn't. And it worked out that 67% of her income was derived from the route was Power Bespoke, whether that be internal agent referrals. We do a lot of internal agent referral stuff, whether that be she's passed that initial really well priced good fee property, and off the back of that she's listed 2 or 3 other ones. So I'm like, just eyes wide open, just be careful where you're going, because they literally, you are fully they don't even see themselves as estate agencies. I know this because I've spoken to the people that are at the top of them. One sees themselves as the world's best training company, and the other one sees themselves as hopefully the UK's biggest events company. And I was at lunch and I said, what's wrong with being just the UK's best fucking estate agency? Like, we are an estate agency at the core. Our number one client, unlike these other companies, their clients are the agents. Our number one client is the home mover, and our secondary client is the agent. So if they don't like that, then there's no point in them joining us.
I like it. So you are literally...
Every decision we make is always, is that right for the client? I don't care if it's self-employed, employed or not. Is that the right thing for the client? Yes or no? Oh, shit on you. That's not ideal for the agent, but the client comes first. Amazon.
Yeah. And you have, so you are literally at a 50-50 split, Perry. You would basically share your advertising costs with them. So they would be expected to pay half towards the photography, videography, any lead generation, that kind of thing.
And they get loads of standard. Like, I pay for all of the we do a lot of direct mail. I pay for all the direct mail because we do it centrally handled. Jenny handles all that. So we use Propult. Unbelievable, by the way, if you guys haven't looked at that. We use Propult, so all the costs, we spend about $2,500 a month on direct mail for all of our agents, and actually wider areas than we've got agents to cover, but we'll push out. We pay for all of that. That's our cost, and we'll share 50-50 on the fees when they come in. Really, it should be less. But I want it done consistently. I only want to be targeting houses at 500 to 2 million with direct mail. If you're going to spend money on getting something, the return from that something needs to be worthwhile. So they've got obviously Salesforce, the most incredible custom CRM for productivity and efficiency. Check this. I don't think Storey knows about this. I'm not told him. We've created our own database 2020. So every time Steph sells a house in RH6, every buyer, property to sell on market, not on market, every seller, back advice meeting, gets a text message from her saying, "Hey, John, it's only Steph Power Spoke, just sold this place round the corner from you. Link. How's yours progressing?"
Nice.
And that's become extremely good. We tend to find, like direct mail, we tend to find that after the 5th message, they're like, "Oh, not going too well." But they've got a text saying, "Sold this, sold this, sold this." No reply, just ignored us. But just like direct mail, we had a client come on at 2% actually, because it was really out of patch. I ruined our direct mail parameters and took it a bit far. And it was like, Steph was on the phone like, "Oh, I'd love to help. Thanks so much. We've just sold around the corner from you," because it triggers whenever you sell something automatically. This is the direct mail. And she was like, "Yeah, I'd love to come and see you. My fees are 2%, and you'd need to be on offers in excess of 300,000. They were on at 340, and they were like, "Yeah, okay, that's fine." All over the phone. So she was going there knowing the fee was 2%. So all that's covered. I mean, there's so much. We subscribe to ChatGPT 4.0. We pay for that for them. All the tech side of it is standard because I don't want them not using it. Because if I can get them using it and opening their brain to what it can do for them, they won't never not use it. So there's loads. And if they exceed 200 grand in bankings, then they get 70% of anything above 200. So if they do 250, if they've done 200 from Jan to November and then 50 grand in December, high five to them. They can have the 70% of 50 grand because they've paid their dues already. We've got a minimum bankings expectation of 100 grand. If you're not going to be banking that, there's no point being here.
Yeah.
You might as well then. And I've had honest conversation with people who said, "Look, you're better off. Come into my boot camp or come into joining the Power Agent program. If you're only going to sell 6 houses a year, you might as well just keep 70% of it. If that's all you want to aspire to do, and actually join the Power Agent program, and you can then use that to increase your fee a bit more and get more from less because you're not looking to increase volume, average fee, and percentage fee. You're quite happy where you are. So it's a really I feel like 10 years of sucking it and seeing with self-employed model, we've honed it to be like not too concerned if they decide. I look at it like advice meetings for sellers. Many will try someone else first. We know this. Many will come back to you later when it's all gone wrong. And I prefer, so my kind of recruitment, if you like, but my target agent is manager level employed, currently self-employed somewhere else for the self-employed side.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
I won't take any. I'm currently employed. Can I join you as self-employed? No. Go and join someone else. See how you do.
That's good.
And let's talk when you want to level that up.
Interesting. I like that. See, again, minimum standards, I think, and brand standards are absolutely key. I mean, we've spoken about that. About I think there's a few of the propositions out there. They just don't have brand standard. It's like you mentioned before, Perry. Then you can take your phone out and just take a photo on your phone. There's no staging. There's no professional photography. There's no video.
We've got a 3 strikes and out rule. So if they get 3 complaints, well, then you're gone.
Interesting. Right.
You're there to serve the client. And if you're not serving the clients because you're getting complaints, you're not serving us either.
Yeah.
So there's no point you being here. We've got very strict brand standards, and we've got our culture deck that we've just created, actually, a bit late to the party on that, but as part of the 2024 Scaling Up program, we were very much focused on foundations before growth. And the culture deck, people get to see that when they apply to our waiting list. They get an automatic reply with our culture deck to be like, "Here's our culture deck, have a look through that. If you feel like you align, here's a link to book a call." And Simon handles that. You know Si, he's been around since day dot, bless him. He handles all the initial chats with agents about what it's like here at Power Bespoke and what we do and don't do and what's allowed and what's not allowed. It's starting to become, I kind of needed that pause, and I needed the they say that the journey teaches, don't they? And on one side, I feel like I should have achieved more in the past 10 years. And on the other side, I feel like I've just been getting warmed up. And I'm lucky now that I've got a hobby. So I've got tennis and I've got kids and I've got a wife. And I'm actually thinking, of course, I want to make a good impact on the world or the industry or the UK or whatever. But I also want to let our team lead the way. And Steph employed, for example, when she first started, she was like, "Is everything all right? Am I doing all right?" Because it had been a couple of weeks and I haven't spoken to her. And I'm like, "Are you all right?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, I'm all right." So, what people, when agents join that are employed, because I treat them as if they're self-employed, because that's all I know, they're like, "Do you want like a morning meeting or something?" I'm like, "Nah, we just got a weekly agent huddle on a video every Tuesday at 9:30. See you there." And then we've got an end of month all hands meeting. Everyone's got to come to that because the viewing team need to be appreciated and seen, and the office girls need to know what just culture. We had a big transition from COVID, from in-office culture to remote culture. That took 2 years to thrash out. At one point, I was like, "Oh, I'm going to have to go back to the office." But a selfish decision was that I didn't want to. So we pushed through and we cleansed a lot of the team members that couldn't operate like that. Some good ones and all, actually. But left to their own devices, they weren't very productive and good.
Yeah.
So it's like a reset. And 2025, I've got no plans for any additional agents. Don't need it to hit our goals. If people come along, then great. We're going to level up every agent we've got to do more, and they want to do more. End of quarter reviews, preview reviews that you would know about, and then the end of year kind of preview review. Because I lead from what do you want to achieve this year? 2 of our 8 agents, no, 3 actually, had higher aspirations for themselves than I had planned for them. That makes my life so much easier.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Because then it's like, well, great, what do you need? Do you need more viewing support? Do you need more prospecting support? Do you need more office support to handle your inquiries coming in? It's really, I feel like I've become a leader. I really do. Not the perfect one, but something switched in my mind and I've become a leader versus a manager.
Do you miss going out, seeing clients, negging?
No.
Do you know?
I miss negging.
Yeah.
I say you built on that. You love it, don't you?
Dude, that is, I eat deals for breakfast, but I still get involved. But I like to coach from behind the scenes. I really do. I don't miss. I still speak to clients, but I haven't done a living room advice meeting for a while.
I think you when you grow and you've been doing it such a long time, you grow as a leader, you grow as a person, and you find what you're good at. I mean, that's what I picked up on before. Again, when you said that, you mentioned, you don't want to get somebody, and I'm not good at certain aspects of that. And I think it's important that you take yourself away from the stuff that you're not good at and get somebody else to do it for you, and really drill down and focus on the stuff that you are good at, but also that you really enjoy, because that's what gets you out of bed.
Yeah.
I'm also a workaholic, right? I will be beavering away. I'm working on something massive at the minute, but tech behind the scenes that has the potential, and I don't want to be too distracted because I've got a day job as well called running Power Bespoke, but like I just want people to feel successful and enabled. So if Steph comes to me and was like, "I don't want to sell houses anymore," I'm like, "All right, do you want to let them instead? Like, what do you want to be doing? I don't want to tell you what I need you to do. What do you want to do, realistically?" But I'm still a workaholic, but I'll be sitting there beavering away on. I've just built an incredible property inspections inspector GPT. So we have loads on the letting side, loads of inspections come in, and I've trained it to do it. I mean, it's crazy. So just little operational efficiencies that I love to do, plus the whole negotiation side. I'll probably swing back into doing some advice meetings soon, but I'm fortunate that I'll probably get, I don't know, 7 to 10 people contacting some way along the line that have asked for Perry. but I purposely don't go because I purposely want to give the agents more opportunity, and help them achieve their banking goals that they. If I keep the nice £2 million ones to myself, and it was hard to let go, but it was helped by the fact that I was useless for a good 6 months when I was in a bit of a mentalness, and actually they had no leader for 6 months, and they led me. It was literally, if it weren't for the team still grinding, I'd probably have been maybe thrown the towel in. To be honest, it was that dark place.
Mate, that is amazing. Ian, have you got anything to add? Because I think that's a lovely place to end. I think you've been such an amazing guest, mate, and you've really opened up there. And I think you'll, as always, mate. I mean, I know everybody gets a ton of value from you anyway. You've got your Facebook groups, you've got everything else that's going on with your boot camps and stuff.
Yeah,
and
I think you guys
everybody's taken a bit of inspiration from you over the years.
Story's neglected mine since he set his own one up, his group.
You want to see what he calls.
He used to have loads of great value in there, but he doesn't anymore.
I've got a lot to thank Perry for. Like when I started Stories and moved to Cheshire and stuff, I was at the point where I was thinking of stopping doing sales. Really, so I just completely fell out of love with it. Low fees, didn't really enjoy it. And then a bit of mindset from Perry and a few tools, a bit of training, and then hit the road and, created what I've created, added my own twist along the way. So, I'll always be grateful to you, mate. So thank you.
I think a lot of people will, mate. I think they really will. I mean, obviously, everybody will pick loads of stuff up without you knowing who they are. And obviously, there's loads of people in your groups and stuff like that. You're an inspirational guy. And that was a really
What I've realised is all it takes is to, I think I'm quite good at, I'm not good at motivating. Some days I can't get, I'm like, oh, really, another grinded day. But inspiring, I think, is quite a good skill to have if you can bring out the best in people and inspire them. I think opening their mind, that's a great thing. Our industry is too closed-minded as a whole. Can't charge 1%. Got a time for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Just that unlocking, and it's a lot of Royston's influence on me because I still believe he's one of the most greatest kind of inspirers and people and coaches and unlockers that's out there, and I've had a lot. But just think bigger, open your mind, set your own rules, set your own norm, and just go.
Full circle there. Set your own norm. That's where we started, and it's a great way to finish. Thanks so much, Perry. That was amazing.
Pleasure.
Really appreciate you coming on. Everybody, thank you for listening, and we will see you next week.
Thanks, mate. Bye.
Take care.